Huge twist in OutDaughtered. Danielle Busby's 2&D husband Jason truth that shocked Adam Busby. When people think about family reality shows, one of the first names that comes to mind is OutDaughtered. For years, viewers have followed the lives of Adam and Danielle Busby, watching their journey as parents of 6 daughters unfold in front of millions. Their story has always been about love, challenges, faith, and staying strong together no matter what life throws at them. But recently, something started circulating online that left fans completely shocked, confused, and honestly emotional. The phrase that caught everyone's attention? Danielle Busby's second husband, Jason. At first, people thought it was just another internet rumor, something exaggerated for clicks. But the way it spread, the way people started reacting, it quickly became something much bigger. Fans began asking questions. What does this mean? Is it real? Did something happen between Danielle and Adam? Is their relationship not what it seemed all these years? For a family that has always appeared so strong and united, this kind of rumor hit hard. And that's where everything begins. Because when you look at Danielle and Adam Busby, what you see is a couple that has been through more than most. Raising quintuplets is not easy. Add another child into the mix, and suddenly you're talking about a household that requires constant attention, patience, and teamwork. Over the years, fans have seen their struggles, their emotional moments, their disagreements, and also their deep connection. That's why this second husband claim felt so unbelievable, yet impossible to ignore. As the rumor spread, people started digging deeper. Some claimed that a man named Jason had entered Danielle's life. Others suggested it was a misunderstanding. A few even believed it could be something from her past that was being taken out of context. And then came the emotional reactions. Fans who had followed the Busby family for years felt almost personally affected. Social media began flooding with comments. Some were worried about Adam. Others were confused about Danielle. And many simply wanted the truth. Because at the end of the day, people don't just watch shows like this for entertainment. They form a connection. They feel like they know these people. So hearing something like this, it shakes that connection. Now let's slow down and really think about it. Danielle Busby has always been open about her life. From health struggles to parenting stress, she has never hidden the difficult parts of her journey. Adam, too, has been transparent about his own mental health challenges and the pressures of being a father and husband. So if something this big had actually happened, would it really stay hidden? That's where the story takes a different turn. Because the truth behind the word Jason is not what many people expected. In many cases, viral rumors like this don't come from facts. They come from small misunderstandings that get twisted, shared, and amplified until they feel real. A name mentioned in passing, a person seen in a photo, a comment taken out of context, and suddenly it becomes a full-blown narrative. And that's exactly what seems to have happened here. There has been no confirmed evidence that Danielle Busby has a second husband. No official statement. No credible source. Nothing that actually proves the claim. Yet the emotional impact of the rumor is very real. Imagine being in Adam's position. You've spent years building a life with your partner, raising 6 children together, sharing your journey with the world, and suddenly, people are questioning your relationship. They're speculating. They're assuming things that aren't true. That kind of pressure can be overwhelming. And for Danielle, it's no different. Being in the public eye means that even the smallest rumor can turn into something massive. Every action is watched. Every word is analyzed. And sometimes, people forget that behind the screen, these are real human beings with real emotions. The idea of a second husband isn't just shocking because of what it suggests. It's shocking because it challenges everything fans believe about this family. But here's the deeper truth. Families, especially ones in the spotlight, often face rumors like this. It's part of the price of fame. The more people care about your life, the more they talk about it. And not all of that talk is accurate. What matters is what's real. And what's real is that Adam and Danielle Busby have continued to show up as a team. Through health scares, parenting chaos, and emotional ups and downs, they've stayed together. That doesn't mean everything is perfect. No relationship is. But it does mean that the story being told by this rumor doesn't match the reality we've seen over the years. Still, the emotional reaction from fans tells us something important. People care deeply about this family. They want to believe in their love. They want to see them succeed. They want to feel that the connection they've watched on screen is genuine. And when something threatens that belief, it creates a strong reaction. That's why this rumor spread so quickly. Not because it was true, but because it was powerful. Now, let's talk about the impact of these kinds of stories. In today's world, information moves fast. Faster than ever before. A single post can reach thousands, even millions of people within minutes. And once something is out there, it's very hard to take it back. That's why it's so important to question what we see. To ask, where is this coming from? Is it verified? Does it make sense? Because without that, even the most unrealistic story can start to feel real. For the Busby family, this is just another challenge in a long list of challenges they've faced. But if there's one thing fans know about them, it's this. They don't give up easily. They've built their life on resilience, faith, and staying together through difficult times. And while rumors like this can be painful, they also show just how strong their bond needs to be. At the end of the day, the idea of Danielle Busby's second husband Jason seems to be nothing more than a viral misunderstanding. A story created by speculation rather than fact. But the reaction to it, that's real. It reminds us how powerful stories can be, how quickly they can spread, and how deeply they can affect both the people involved and the audience watching. So the next time something shocking appears online, especially about a family you care about, take a moment. Pause. Think. Because sometimes the truth is much simpler than the headline. And in this case, the truth is not about a second husband. It's about a family that continues to face challenges, rumors, and pressure, and still stands together. And maybe that's the real story worth telling. But here's where things start to get even more interesting. Because after the initial shock of the rumor began to settle, something unexpected happened. Fans didn't just move on. Instead, they started paying closer attention than ever before. Every post from Danielle, every update from Adam, every small detail suddenly felt important. People began analyzing their social media like detectives, trying to find clues that could either confirm or completely destroy the Jason narrative. And this is where the emotional tension really started to build. Because when you look closely at a family's life, especially one that has been shared publicly for years, you start noticing things you might have ignored before. A slightly different tone in a caption, a missing appearance in a video, a moment where one person seems quieter than usual. None of these things mean anything on their own. But when people are already suspicious, they begin to connect that may not even exist. That's exactly what happened here. Some fans claimed Danielle looked more distant in recent updates. Others said Adam seemed unusually focused on himself. A few even pointed out that their interactions didn't feel as playful as before. But here's the reality that often gets lost in all of this. Life changes. People change. And most importantly, relationships evolve. What you see on a show like OutDaughtered is only a small part of real life. It's edited. It's structured. It captures moments, but not everything. So expecting everything to stay exactly the same forever, that's not realistic. Still, the rumors kept growing. The name Jason continued to appear in discussions, almost like a shadow following the family. No one could clearly explain who he was, yet everyone seemed to have a theory. Some believed he was a friend. Some thought he might be connected to business. Others, more dramatically, imagined a secret relationship hidden from the public eye. And with each theory, the story became more intense. But here's something important to understand. When a story has no clear facts, people fill in the gaps with imagination. And imagination can be powerful, sometimes more powerful than reality. Now think about Adam Busby for a moment. Over the years, Adam has openly shared his struggles, especially when it comes to balancing family responsibilities and his own mental well-being. That level of honesty is rare, especially for someone in the public eye. So when rumors like this appear, they don't just affect his relationship, they affect his identity. Because suddenly, people aren't just watching him as a father or a husband. They're questioning him. They're wondering if he's aware, if he's hurt, if he's hiding something. And that kind of speculation can be incredibly heavy. For Danielle, the situation is just as intense. Being a mother of 6, managing a household, dealing with personal health challenges, and still maintaining a public presence, it's already a lot. Add a viral rumor on top of that, and the pressure becomes something else entirely. It's not just about clearing up a misunderstanding. It's about protecting your family, your reputation, and your peace. And that's not easy. Now here's where the emotional core of the story really comes in. Because despite everything through rumors, the speculation, the online discussions, there's one thing that continues to stand out. There has been no real breakdown. No confirmed conflict. No visible separation. If anything, what we continue to see is a family that keeps moving forward. And sometimes that says more than any statement ever could. But let's be honest, silence can be interpreted in many ways. Some people see it as strength. Others see it as avoidance. And that's why the conversation never fully stopped. Because as long as there are questions without answers, people will keep searching. That's just human nature. Now, imagine being one of their daughters. Growing up in a world where your family's life is constantly discussed, analyzed, and sometimes misunderstood. One day, everything feels normal. And the next, there are rumors spreading online about your parents. That's not something most kids have to deal with. And it adds another layer to this entire situation. Because it's not just about Adam and Danielle anymore. It's about the whole family. And protecting that family becomes the most important thing. This is where the story shifts from drama to something deeper. Because beyond the headlines, beyond the rumors, beyond the speculation, there's a real lesson here. A lesson about how quickly things can spiral in the digital age. A lesson about how easy it is to believe something just because it's repeated enough times. And a lesson about the importance of staying grounded in truth. The idea of Danielle's second husband, Jason, may have started as a simple rumor, but it turned into something much bigger. It became a test of trust, a test of perception, and in some ways, even a test of the family's strength. Because when the world starts questioning your reality, you have two choices. Oh, you can let it break you, or you can stay focused on what truly matters. And from everything we've seen so far, it seems like Adam and Danielle have chosen the second path. They've continued to focus on their children. They've continued to share parts of their life. And most importantly, they've continued to move forward together. That doesn't mean the rumors didn't hurt. It doesn't mean the situation was easy. But it does mean that their foundation is stronger than the noise surrounding them. And maybe that's what makes this story so powerful. Because in a world full of quick judgments and viral headlines, staying strong quietly can be the most powerful response of all. But the question still remains. Will the truth ever be fully addressed? Will there be a moment where everything is clarified once and for all? Or will this remain one of those stories that slowly fades away, leaving behind only speculation and lessons learned? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the connection between this family and their fans is still very real. And no rumor, no matter how shocking, can completely erase that. Because at the heart of it all, this isn't just a story about controversy. It's a story about trust, resilience, and the reality of living life in the public eye. And as the story continues, there may still be more twists ahead. But just when people thought they had wrapped their heads around the Jason rumor, the situation took another unexpected turn. Because the online world never sleeps. And when a story like this emerges, it grows legs of its own. Fans beg to share not just theories, but personal messages, old clips, and screenshots, trying to piece together the puzzle. Some were completely innocent, just curious viewers who love the family, but others started creating wild, elaborate scenarios. And as often happens online, speculation turned into debate, and debate turned into arguments. Social media feeds were flooded. Threads on Reddit, comment sections on Instagram, YouTube discussions, it was everywhere. Some fans demanded clarity directly from Danielle and Adam, while others took it upon themselves to investigate every single interaction. And with each post, the rumor gained more attention, more traction, more emotional weight. The emotional intensity was palpable. Fans expressed heartbreak, confusion, frustration, and even anger. Many wrote messages like, "How could this happen?" or "We don't understand what's going on." Some defended Adam, emphasizing the love and dedication they've witnessed over the years. Others were worried for Danielle, concerned about the pressure she might be under with 6 children and constant public scrutiny. And here's the thing. The rumor wasn't even real. There was no Jason secretly married to Danielle. There was no hidden affair. No secret relationship. Nothing but a viral misunderstanding that had spiraled far beyond anyone's control. But the emotional impact? That was 100% real. It highlighted a fascinating aspect of human behavior. We all love a story. We want drama, twists, secrets, and revelations. And when reality is packaged with even a hint of mystery, it becomes irresistible. Fans were emotionally invested not in a fact, but in a possibility. Meanwhile, inside the Busby household, life continued. Danielle focused on her children, Adam on his family and responsibilities. They had no official statements addressing the rumor directly, and perhaps wisely so. Because sometimes, ignoring a baseless rumor is the most powerful response. And in this case, it allowed the family to remain focused on what mattered most, their love for one another and their children. Yet the story also revealed something deeper about fame, perception, and trust. People see what they want to see, especially when the narrative is sensational. A simple misunderstanding became a national conversation because people were emotionally ready to believe it. And in the process, the family's personal life, something private, vulnerable, and deeply human, was suddenly analyzed and critiqued by thousands of strangers. And that's where the power of empathy comes in. Because while fans were reacting, the truth was that Adam and Danielle were experiencing the same emotions anyone would in their position: frustration at being misrepresented, concern about their children seeing or hearing rumors, and exhaustion from the constant scrutiny. They had to navigate real-life responsibilities, emotional stress, and public speculation all at once. For the fans who truly cared, this situation became a wake-up call. A reminder that reality TV stars are human. They experience stress, love, joy, and heartbreak just like anyone else. And sometimes, what seems shocking from the outside is far more ordinary behind closed doors. The rumor may have been false, but it served as a catalyst for reflection for both fans and viewers alike. People began thinking more critically about the information they consume online. They realized how quickly misinformation spreads. They learned how emotional reactions can cloud judgment, and how dangerous it can be to assume the worst without verification. Yet for all the lessons and insights, the viral moment also created moments of connection. Fans came together in support of the Busby family. Some wrote messages of encouragement, some shared positive memories, and others simply expressed relief once the truth became clearer. And in a strange way, the rumor, while stressful, exhausting, and unnecessary, proved something important. The Busby family is loved. Their story resonates deeply with people. Their struggles, victories, and humanity touch hearts around the world. And even when the narrative is twisted or misunderstood, the foundation of that love remains unshaken. So, while the headline may have screamed huge twist and suggested secrets, betrayals, and drama, the reality is far more meaningful. This isn't a story about scandal. It's a story about resilience. It's a story about family. It's a story about navigating life under a microscope, staying grounded, and maintaining connection despite noise, speculation, and the chaos of social media. And as the family continues their journey, fans are reminded that their love, dedication, and authenticity are what truly matter, not the rumors or speculation surrounding them. The lesson here is timeless. In a world full of assumptions and headlines, the truth is often simpler, quieter, and far more powerful than any viral story. As the dust began to settle, something remarkable happened. Fans started reflecting not on the rumor itself, but on what it revealed about their own feelings. The viral Jason story had stirred confusion, doubt, and worry, but it had also reminded everyone why they loved the Busby family in the first place. Adam and Danielle have never been perfect. They've had tough moments, disagreements, and stressful days like any couple. But what has always stood out is their commitment to each other, to their children, and to their family as a whole. That unwavering dedication is what fans connect with. And in the end, that connection proved far stronger than any viral story, any rumor, or any headline. Some fans admitted they had overreacted. Others realized how quickly misinformation can spread. And many more recognized a simple truth: love, trust, and family cannot be replaced by speculation or assumptions. Even when a story seems shocking, even when the world thinks it has the inside scoop, reality is often far simpler and far more beautiful than the narrative people create online. Meanwhile, life in the Busby household continued. Danielle managed the chaos of 6 daughters, school routines, and the endless activities that come with a large family. Adam stayed focused on providing support, stability, and love, maintaining the strong partnership they had built over years. There were no secret husbands, no hidden drama, just life unfolding, imperfect but genuine. For many viewers, this realization was powerful. They saw the family not through the lens of speculation, but through the lens of reality. The story that had started as a shock ended up reinforcing a lesson that is both timeless and universal: real love and family endure beyond gossip.